Alrighty, gang. Welcome back to our Legions of Nagash Total War Warhammer 3 Let's Play. And when we left off, Big Hat Man wanted to kick a bunch of orcish butt. We've already started the bombardment. The Orky boys, led by none other than Mash One Finger, are going to be assailed by our undead horde. They, Top Knots were a rebelling faction. We are going to show them why that was a bad idea as we bombard them. This has been a good showing of our artillery. We haven't seen this much death in a long time. And as you can see, old Nagashi boy is going to pop himself a vortex spell. The Winds of Death, I believe, is what it's called. No, that's vampiric magic. I don't remember what this spell is called. Let me take a look-see. Come on over to here. And it is, yeah, the curse. That's what it is. We're cursing them. They're getting the bwomp, 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 bwomp. In the sand dunes of Mario. And with that clash, we got Snippy over here on the right flank anchoring it. Just doing absolute carnage. We got the Nagash Guard, Sword and Board, and the Colossus holding our center while our flanks have the Halberds. We're going to show these orcs that their blue paint does not make them any less killable. If you don't know, in the lore, these savage orcs, and orcs in general, if they believe in something hard enough, it becomes their reality. They're some of the greatest psychers in the Warhammer Fantasy and 40k lore known to, well, us, the readers. But they got some reinforcements pouring in on the right flank here. They're going to start trying to reinforce. This is part of their wall army. Not savage orcs, but wearing blue all the same. But yeah, the savage orcs don't know how to do ironworking, so that's why all their tools are made out of bone and flint. They don't wear armor. They believe that blue paint makes them invincible. And we're going to prove to them why that is such a bad idea. Velma is out here reaping souls. You can already see there that she has some skeleton reapers over here. Meanwhile, we have Snippy taking the right flank, doing his due diligence, showing these people a nasty time in the bog. Look at that boy go. Oh, nice little plate. Roll over. Play dead. Good boy. Good Snippy. I love that thing. He is my favorite thing. I'm calling him a thing because I don't want to assume his gender. It is 2025. They can be whatever they want to be. Poor old Snippy. Meanwhile, our halberds are in here, having a grand old time. Our bone colossus are treating the orcs to a unwilling trampoline act. They actually have some goblins in here. Look at those little fellers. Oh, well, there they go. Meanwhile, about this time, the high elves from the neighboring settlement are hearing all the ruckus and deciding to come in. Lots of archers, lots of spearmen. We're going to send our hero boys out to focus on them. From their point of view, Emmerich's guard, they're just baffled. A wave of green orcs fleeing. And now, this is Hans Lambda here showing the elves why they should have stayed home, stayed in their castles where they're safe. Steinberg von Deal getting a nice charge into that spear unit there. He's got himself a barrier, you can see. Just pling plonking, pling pling plong, Dark Souls 1 boss music. Having a good old time. Nagash is just wandering his way up. Look at him go. He's just cruising for a bruising. Gonna start summoning more spells here. Oftos out there in the distance doing his part. Snippy boy getting a bit of soul siphon to heal himself up. Having a grand old time here. Look at him go. Those elves don't stand a chance. What would a spear do against that sort of... I never get tired of that. What would spears do to that, like... What would that be? Topaz? That, like, topaz shielding? Oh, it gives him a tail spank, too. Very, 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 very dangerous. We've started to bring the main army back up to fight the High Elves. We're bombarding them a little bit. Each one of our hero units has picked a soldier. We have another curse dropping in to help Hans Lambda out with his killing. Steinberg Von Deal over here just in a mosh pit, just thrashing about to a Nirvana concert. He's telling them to come as they are, and as he does, he lays them in a pine wood box, as you do, as does anyone who listens to Nirvana for too long. Good old Oftos over here chasing down a few fleeing high elves, and this is about the end of the battle. Casualties and terror, and the enemy does not know what to do with themselves. They are running away, and Nagash is going to steal the victory. That is a very fun battle, a warm-up, if you will, for the High Elves. We're getting ready. We're marching over to the east, and we're going to tell Emmerich what Nagash's true powers are. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Alrighty, gang. With that victory, we have destroyed the Top Knots and their insolence. We're going to avoid the Winds of Magic because we don't need it. We're going to get the... we don't really need the army replenishment, but, you know, it'll be nice to top off. We're going to attack. We're going to kill the settlement and auto-resolve. We already defeated this army once, so I'm not going to play the battle for you again. Take it. Occupy. And there we go. Top knots have been felled once more. We now have a Morgast of Arkai. Who is this for? Krell. Does Krell have it next to him? Oh. No, that's just a pop-up. Krell's already got his Morgast. I'm sorry. Commander Shepard. Grunty Mingol is under threat. We are going to... we're going to focus on securing that. The Marshes of Madness are now ours to command. We are going to... we're going to plop down... I really should sell this to them. They'll probably get a bigger kick out of it than I will. Yeah, let's do that. We're going to take ourselves out of the settlement. We are going to donate the Sires of Morcaine. We're going to give them that settlement, and we are going to make sure they have the whole province for good this time. They already have 4 settlements, but you know.
That smells like grave rot. An unfortunate disease. Perhaps I could supply a cure.
No, Ghoul King. I'm alright. I don't need a cure for plague rot. Silly Billy. No, thank you. Give me your 4 grand anyway, though. There you go. That is acceptable. Meanwhile,
a true diplomat can.
Let's go to quick dealings. Non-aggression pact, nothing, 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 nothing. Heinrich Kemmler is probably not too happy that we stole Krell from out from under his nose, considering Heinrich Kemmler is like the second greatest necromancer that ever lived. Okay. So, we are going to... we're going to have Archon chill out over here in the west, make sure that no one gets any funny ideas and decides to attack us. We're going to have Manfred build up his strength. I think we're going to eventually go to war with the dwarves. We're going to get rid of them, hopefully, before they get too powerful. It looks like they already are pretty powerful. They got a lot of nasty units for us to fight through.
I grow impatient.
But calm down, bud. We're going to, yeah, we're going to look at maybe upgrading Manfred's army a little bit. Get him some pretty good units. Cavalry, monsters, you know, the works. Just so he can have himself something to fight with. We want to make sure that he's a nice boofy unit. We're going to send him off east into the mountains and to do vengeance against the... monstrous hordes. We've lost Nagazashar, and in doing so, we've made buku bucks for some reason. I don't understand it myself, but you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Yes, my son.
Neferatta, it's probably her time to sally out. Can't recruit anything. Our regiments of renown are going through the ringer, man. I swear. Just getting absolutely annihilated. Anything good that you can recruit, possibly? No, nothing that's in a reasonable amount of turns. We want Drakenmore. I don't know if we're going to be able to reach it. Not with the enemy goblins in the way, and they have a lot of nasty squigs, night goblins, snotling pump wagons. Nothing that our force can handle. So we're going to have her just chill in Silver Pinnacle, doing her thing, just hanging out. We're going to... Yeah, I think our focus here is going to be pushing eastwards. So we got some skill points to unlock here. We did what we wanted in the northern tree. Don't need that. We're going to get Undying King for wound recovery time. That's going to make all of our lords come back that much quicker, and you know how much I like to throw my lords at unrelenting odds. Oftos is going to get himself another Scarred Veteran for more HP. We're going to give Hans Lambda here. We're going to give him another round of Devastating Charge, top him off. He's got a 53 charge bonus now. Steinberg von Deal is going to get himself Indomitable, so he can get even more leadership. He's now up to 74 leadership. That's pretty good. We're going to research now. We need to research something. What should we research? All characters. Okay, so the Machine of Slaughter, led by Krell, is going to give 10% spell resistance. 10% spell resistance, 20% cooldown, deadly onslaught, 20% cooldown for Foe Seeker, and 10% weapon strength for Krell. That'll be pretty good. We could give stock to Neferatta. We could probably pick up Vlad von Karstein, honestly. Give us some Thrall handgunners and crossbowmen, a pretty good ranged contingent. See, I don't want to pull Vlad because he's doing work in the north. I think what we'll do for right now is siphoning the Khemri doesn't seem like it's going to give us a whole lot. This is troublesome. We're going to do Mercenaries of the Black. We're going to get some bonuses to Nehekara Warriors and Chariot units. Even though we don't really have that many, the Nehekara Warriors can do with the buff. Plus, Archon has a few Nehekara Warriors that he can utilize. Also, we're going to go from 500 to 700, even more income a turn for one turn. Yeah, that'll be useful. We're going to get Archon up to tier 5 on his Horde mechanics. I think we're going to get the Mortark Retinue for Vladdy Boy so he can start recruiting Black Knights. We want some range units, so I think the Bone Shaper will be useful for him, getting himself some Screaming Skull catapults. I think that'll be good for right now. We want to make sure we don't spend all of our money, just in case we magically start to lose our effects. Archon's at tier 5, nothing really to recruit there, and Nagash is at tier 5, no need to recruit anything from right there.
Soon I'll be all-powerful.
Lord not moved. IO shares. You need to move out. We're going to march you up. You're going to just follow Nagash around. Be his little lapdog. Krell's going to chill on the river crossing. Make sure that Scrag the Slaughterer doesn't decide to move further into our territory. This will be a good choke point because they're going to have to either go the long way, which is kind of shielded by our vassals, or they're going to have to go through Krell to get to our tender underbelly. Unfortunate that they decide to declare war on us, but that's the way the cookie crumbles, I'm afraid. we need to start shifting east to take the fight to Emmerich. Yep, we lost Granti Mingol. A sad day. Granti, those poor lads in Granti are not gonna have any respite whatsoever. Emmerich's troops are bumbling around in the mountains. His capital is Spite Peak. I wonder if he lost his original well, yeah, Nurgle owns the Badlands to our east. Caravan of a Blue Rose is going to take Drakenmore from us, it seems. Yep, they're a little too late for that. And it looks like Neferatta will be able to march down and do an engagement and have a swarm of allies to support. It looks like they're also sending 2 allies to help us with Emmerich. That'll be good. Yeah, the Blue Rose is going to come in clutch for us. Vladdy Boy running around. A little bit of lag there. The game is starting to get just a tad bit unstable. It's making me nervous. The recent patch hasn't been a little bit iffy. Oh, well, that's cool. We got Archeon the Everchosen now to worry about. Well, he's all the way in the north. Vladdy Boy doesn't want to join the war. That ruined our alliance. I shouldn't have called him in. Oh, Kruger. We might have to fight that guy. Oh, and they won that siege. That's kind of curious. It's kind of wild to me how the Nagash boys are. We're not as insane as I was thinking we'd be about this time. Granted, it's only turned 70. We still got plenty more before the late game. But
Be gone, or I'll take your heads.
Well, that's not very nice of you. Alright, Krell. It is time. It's time to show Scrag the Slaughterer, the smelly, smelly ogre man, what it means to fear the dead. Let's march on. Close victory. Somehow they have half a garrison to support them. We got ourselves lots of halberds, lots of anti-large, lots of good sword and board units. Who should have magical attacks? Who doesn't have magical attacks? The Graveguard could do with some magical attacks. The Graveguard with dual wielding shields. What's your leadership look like? 67. What's one of the regiments that we don't want to have crumble? We'll give the leadership banner to the Burning Dead because they have the lowest out of all of our regiments of renown. Okay, we're gonna fight Grunty Mingle again. We got a big fat Fanny, such a naughty nanny. Took over our house and kicked us out, but now we're going to evict her as well. There is no squatting rights here in the Badlands. See you all on the battle map. Alrighty, let's get ready to rumble! Victor Krell, Victor Krell, Vector Krell, the Mortarch of Despair, and his undead host. Got Nagash halberds, Throne Guard. Those guys are so shiny. They're like a dubstep concert on wheels. Zombie is going to absorb the front line. We got the Doomed Legion on the left flank. We have on the left flank, we got some Graveguard and the Burning Dead to support. We are going to get ready. And most of the fighting over here is going to be right here in this point, on this choke point. We're going to try and send Commander Shepard to attack Scrag, but he's going to get distracted by Gorgers. And as the first shots are felt, the Ogre Bulls are gearing up, the zombies are closing ranks, and the battle is joined. Krell's going to get stuck in. The Ogre Bulls don't really care. They're just going to walk through our lines here, and this is what I was talking about. Thin formations. They just walk straight on through, and they're going straight for our archers. We're going to pop the We're gonna pop the Endless Tomb to provide support because we desperately need it. They're gonna turn around, point blank range, get a bunch of arrows in their bellies. Ogres, if you don't know, are some of the hungriest boys known to man. They're gonna eat, eat, eat till their bones collapse. They've actually lived off of eating rocks before. They worship the Maw, which is a giant hole in the ground, and if they listen to it for too long and the void speaks back to them, they jump in. Not a good religion to follow, I would think, but you know, so is the walk of life. Our boys on the left flank here, getting a good old thrashing. Those burning dead are going to start singeing the fat and the grease off of these ogre bowls right here. They got some Gnoblars. Gnoblars are a little bit different from goblins. Ogres are an old species in the Warhammer Fantasy realm. So these proto-goblins have spent countless centuries and maybe even millennia following the ogres around, and that's why they're ever so slightly different with their tin pots and everything else. They're a quick mobile snack for the ogres in case they get hungry. The initial charge has been dealt with, and our boys are still proving to be very durable. Scrag the Slaughterer is not having a good time here. That dude is running for his life. Being a wizard lord, he likes to very, very, very gruesome. That cauldron, he puts a lot of gore and offal in, and that's how he does his worshipping of the Maw, casts his spells. Very disgusting creature. I'm glad we're getting rid of him. And as our troops start to advance, the ogres have figured now's the time to flee. The remaining few that feel tough are going to be shown that Commander Shepard means business. He fought a Krogan hand-to-hand before. He is not threatened by anything. And that concludes Scrag. Scrag the Slaughterer has been slaughtered. We're going to see the effects of that on the campaign map. Stay tuned. Alrighty, gang. Scrag the Slaughterer has been slaughtered. A very good showing for Krell. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. A lot of good units were shown that way. The Ogre Bowls were insane. I was so shocked. They just walked right through our front line and we didn't even stop them. That made me a little nervous, but it turned out alright for us and we tore them down. Minimal damage across the board. Very good showing. We're going to occupy the settlement back up. We're going to take Grontimingo back from the dirty, stinking ogres. Now we have a unit that needs to replace. The Shade Haunts are good, but any unit that has magical attacks, and those guys just fall to pieces. But fortunately for us, the Ogre Bowls don't look like they're that deadly. Are those the only settlements of Scrag? That'd be pretty bad. We could probably secure an alliance with Ironclaw if we were to take Ekrund and give it back to him. Let's take a moment. Scraggy boy, where are you? Yep, 2 settlements, Disciples of the Maw. So if Krell goes across the sea and takes Myrmidons, gives it to maybe Clan Scryer, and then if he goes and takes Urkund and gives that to Ironclaw, we would have ourselves a very good defensive line. Maybe a few more allies to boot. But right now, he must rest. We should give him... Yeah, I think we could give him that. Give him some more recruitment buildings. I think for you, Mr. Krell boy, a lot of Tomb King units. A lot of Tomb King units. We're going to give you your recruitment building, so that way you can get more Graveguard. The Graveguard are decent, especially the Sword and Board type. I think giving you some monsters, maybe a Tomb Scorpion or a Necrosphinx would do you well. But you also need a Magician. You need a mage. You You got maximum magical stuff, but no one to cast it. We're gonna give you a mage. I think we're gonna give you a mage. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna increase your income as well. That's that. Krell's good to go. Give him a skill point. What does Krelly boy want for Christmas? He wants. Let's give you. His leadership's not the greatest either. Let's give you Deadly Onslaught. That'll work out. Plus your technology. Next turn, we should be able to give you a mage to make you a little bit more boofy. Then after that, now comes the big man with the big hat and the big plan. We're going to set you the channeling. We're going to start marching your Batukus over to Death Gorge. Io shares, you follow him. Do you have an encampment? I don't think so. We can afford to give you some chuff. Give you a small little horde army. That way you got something. Manfred, let's take a look at you real quick. Hold on. Sounds good. For your patience. Sorry about that. Phone call. Manfred, me boy. What do you want for Christmas? Yep. Alright, we're gonna recruit you a bone thrower. Get you some more cavalry. Lots of cavalry. I think for you, my guy, we're going to give you some archers. Maybe another spearman to fill out your front line. Or is 5 spears enough? Nah, we need to make sure. Because one of the things about this game is, oh, right. Camry's up and running. Sorry about that. One thing about this game is the deeper your formations are, the more of a chance that you have for when cavalry charges hit your formation, they don't just blow through you, you know? We want to make sure that we don't get absolutely reamed when a monstrous unit, because you see how thin our line was with Krell and how easy it was for them to march through our territory. We're going to get an additional 350 gold a turn from the smeltery. We're going to upgrade the income building. We don't have that much money for anything else. We're going to save for the second tier, the defensive building. We're going to save up our money. We got an imminent rebellion once more in Granty Mingal. I might... Gorgazon. Gorgazon is happy. We're going to give you iron. Gorgazon is happy, so if I can get... What's the garrison look like? Do we have a garrison in Galbaraz? We do. So that'll give us some time when the rebellion spawns. We're going to march Archon over to Stormhenge because we need something to mitigate. Oh, good. With him, yeah, alright, so rebellion fixed. Cool beans. Alright, Manfred's recruiting an army. He's going to start taking the fight to the dwarves. Nagash and Io shares are going to start moving east to the war in the mountains. Neferatta now. Here is your calling. Look at the amount of armies that are on the field. Look at that. But before she goes anywhere, Kruga. Kruga's time has come. It's time to die, bud. We're gonna auto-resolve that one. We've seen small fights with the orcs quite a bit. Took a bit of casualties. We're gonna replenish. We're gonna put you in encampment stance for the casualty replenishment rate and move you out. Hopefully, we'll be able to catch this big old Thunderdome over here real quickly.
This night.
Excuse me. Neferatta now. Able to get you another one. We're going to give you the Grand Masquerade because it's going to give you 20% weapon strength when fighting elves, humans, dwarves, and undead. And it's going to give you +8/+8 for your melee attack and melee defense. That'll be very good for you. She's proving to be quite the killy lord. All of the lords that we've picked up so far are quite killy. End turn real quick. Gonna see what happens in the end turn screen. Disciples of Ma did not leave their lair. They are scared. They're shaking in their booties. The elves are continuing to bash their heads against our horde of vassal zombies. That's fine with me. The weaker they are, the more we can take, the harder we can take the fight to them. What's the Caravan of the Blue Rose doing? They're going to march more armies down southwest. Going to keep getting closer, creeping on the... My goodness, man. 5 full army stacks, and they're waiting for us. Or they're going to have one of their armies attack. I hope they wait for us. I would love to get a battle in with that many army stacks around. You can only bring at most 3 more army stacks besides your own onto a battle. But to just see that swarm... Throg wants to get a fight on us. I don't know why. Throg's all the way in the north, but I guess this is the mid-game rumble tumble now. Alright, a decisive defeat. I'm gonna give that to you, Neferatta. Lots of squigs. Mangler squigs, too. We're gonna fall back a little bit, see if we can bring our horde to bear. Good old Dusty. Oh, well, now we don't even have a choice. Make it or break it. Dusty versus Neferatta, a tale as old as time. Will she lose to the stinky, smelly greenskins again, or will she succeed? Stay tuned. We're going to figure this out on the battle map. Alrighty, gang. And for this battle, Neferatta and Dusty facing off, a tale as old as time, a song as old as rhyme. Beauty and stay with me now. The Beast. Good old Dusty on his high horse. Well, spider. Kind of cute when he's not dripping and drooling. But we're going to see the effects of this battle real quick. Neferatta, I've sent her out side saddle with her crazy death halberd. She's going to try and do damage to Dusty. The goal here is to do as much damage to Dusty as possible. We don't want her, we don't want Dusty to get in there with the Mangler squigs and start blowing up our very limited formation. You can see my right flank is very hollow. We have just a few skeleton sword and boards with some doggos and bats to hold as a temporary delay in action, while the vast majority of damage, our archers and our skeleton spearmen as our tough boys are going to be holding that line. Meanwhile, Neferatta here is going to take an adventure in the Enchanted Forest, doing some Disney princess shenanigans, trying to find out where the enemy is, and I think she found them. Look at those auspicious snotling pump wagons there on the flank, and she's going to get stuck right in it. She's going to smack that one, and away it goes. Do some damage there. She's going to terrify these snotling pump wagons. They're like, who the heck is this? Where is this coming from? We do not know. And she's going to pop them loose. Get rid of them. And those units are going to run. We're going to be fortunate here that a lot of the leadership of these forces is extremely low. 15, 21. I don't know why their leadership is so tiny. She's going to get in on this squig herd right here, but there it is. Dusty approaching from the back. Look out, Neferatta, behind you, and it's a little too late. He's going to get some nasty hits on her with his big, scary spider. We're going to take an insane amount of damage very quickly. Scares me. We're going to use our lightning reflexes for the speed and damage resistance, and we are going to try and run her off. Pop some Foz protection there for the melee defense, plus 24, and armor plus 30, and we got our exit. She's going to book it out of them woods. Never take a stroll in magical woods when a evil Dusty is about. Look how fast she's moving, too. 129 speed. She's an aeroplane, a 747 running away from that horde. And you can see now just the sheer quantity of this orc horde right here. But she's not going to run away for too long. She's going to pop a Nagash's Vindical Glare out, and it's going to go right deadpan into that maw of that squig and take it out. She's going to run back for her main line here. Do what she can. That there, I think that's like Mork's Vindicative Glare or something like that. Took a hit, nasty hit. And this is where things get hairy. Our bows are going to fire off, do some damage to these Mangler Squigs while we can. We're going to get a Penumbral's Black Pendulum in here to do some more damage. Took a little bit off the top, and now these Squigs are going to charge right into our zombie line. We're going to try and hold off as long as we can. Neferatta's going to try and keep them away from our main formation as long as possible. Those Mangler Squigs are going to just do insane amounts of damage, just bouncing around. If you don't know, when the Mangler Squigs lose health, they are going to very quickly and resoundingly explode. And with that, you see they're starting to explode. The Night Goblins, for some reason, are popping their Fanatics. Little Thumbelinas with ball and chains just going to start careening through their own formations. And here comes Dusty right now. A few Fanatics are careening through our sword and board line. We're going to try and focus all fire on Dusty with our bows and our arrows. Going to take a nasty hit there from that shaman. Neferatta, meanwhile, is just, I don't know, if she's too stunned to speak. Getting blown up by goo and ichor and vileness. But for some reason, I don't know if it was just Neferatta just being spooky, being a mean girl, being a boss landlord. I don't know what the deal is. But now the enemy forces are running for their lives. We're going to send Neferatta to take out Dusty, do as much damage as he can. And the only man standing is that Nagbad Rotgut, the Savage Orc Shaman. And he's not going to stay around for long. He's going to turn around and notice his entire horde has left him. And that's when he decides to flee. We're going to spend a few more moments chasing the enemy, trying to do as much damage as we can, but Dusty slinks off into the forest to fight us another day. I honestly, I can't explain what happened, guys. I just don't understand how their leadership could be so low when they're running away. We're going to chase them down and do as much damage as we can, but we have managed to miraculously survive. Neferatta will not make the same mistake again. Dusty is realizing she's a new woman. I can't remember what that country singer's name is. Shinaih Twain, I think. That's what it was. Shinaih Twain is playing on her cassette tape on her Hellsteed as she scares off the goblins going, "Man, I feel like a woman." Bam, bam, and okay, I'm sorry. But, yeah. We're going to see the effects of that on the campaign map. Stay tuned. Well, gang, there you have it. Read it and weep. I did not expect that battle to go that way. We are going to take the army replenishment real quick. Neferatta is a absolute legend. That was crazy. That was really crazy. Something else. Alrighty, gang. So now she needs to replenish her forces. We're going to merge a bunch of the units up together.
Ready. It will be done.
Yep. All good stuff. We're going to get you the Shade Haunts. Give you something a little bit more robust. Possibly durable. We're going to get rid of this zombie unit and replace you with a fresh one. Meanwhile... No, we're not going to shoot. I'm sorry, but we're not. It's going to be time to take the fight to you here in a minute. Let's do the rest of the onboarding here. Good old Krell, can you actually... can you land on the shores of Myrmidon? Myrmidons? You got another skill point. My goodness, so many skill points. We're going to give you... excuse me. We're going to give you Ooh, devastating charge. Make it so that you hit better on the charge. That'll be good for you. Meanwhile, have you recruited your good stuff? No, you have not. We have a hero that you need to pick up, Mr. Krell. We can go with a Death Priest, a Light Priest, a Nehikaran Priest, a Shadows Priest. We are going to give you... Well, let's look at the skills. Aggressive. Ooh, a lot of melee attack for you. Wound recovery time would be nice. That guy is tough. That guy is strong. Good shouts. Targeting range for spells would be very good. Blight Terrors. As a leadership hex, causes terror. That's alright. Spell intensity would be good. Alright. Oh yes. Oh my good heavens, you are very excitable. Oh yes is going to be our man. Oh yeah. He is going to support Krell with the spell intensity and the Winds of Magic Power Reserve. In the meantime, Archon, you're going to chill out. Manfred, do you have anything to recruit? No, your army is almost done. You're the spellcaster and the killer, so we're not too worried about that. Numos can get back up to tier 3. We might do that. Is there anything in Camry for the meantime that needs to be done? That increases Tomb Guard. Nothing really to write home about, yes. Our main focus right now is just to bolster our economy. So we're going to do that real quick. Kasabar, you can build a few things. We're going to give you defenses since you're our southernmost province and we need you to be up to snuff. Alright. More walking. Off to Death Gorge you go. Hup, hup, chillio, pip, pip. I just love the way he walks. Just that, like, I don't know. It reminds me of Wallace. I'm going for cheese and crackers, Gromit. Cheese and crackers. But anyway, we are now, without further ado, going to send Neferatta to duel Dusty once more. And we have better odds now, Pyrrhic victory. But that battle is going to have to be in the next episode. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Y'all have a good day now.